Let's practice dividing an interval into 4 equal parts. Start off with an interval that you're used to saying, and then we'll just get more complicated as we go. So just a quick practice with dividing fractions. If we wanted to find the halfway point between 0 and 2 pi, then we just take 1/2 of 2 pi. Well, that's the same thing as pi if the 2's divide out. So whenever you're taking 1/2 of something, it's the same thing as dividing by 2. And then to find half of the distance between 0 and pi, we're taking half of pi, which is pi over 2. And then to get this third quarter point, we can just follow the pattern. From 0 to pi over 2, we're adding pi over 2, add another pi over 2, then we have 2 pi over 2, which is pi, add another pi over 2, and we have 3 pi over 2, add another pi over 2, and that's 4 pi over 2, which is 2 pi. Let's try another one. Suppose the interval is from 0 to pi, and we want to split that up into 4 equal parts. For the midpoint, we're taking half of that distance, so half of pi, same thing as pi over 2. But now we want to find halfway from 0 to pi over 2, so that's 1/2 of pi over 2. When we multiply fractions, you just multiply the numerators together and the denominators, so this is pi over 4. To find this third quarter point, we're adding pi over 4, plus pi over 4 is 2 pi over 4, that reduces to pi over 2. 2 pi over 4 plus pi over 4 is 3 pi over 4. And add another pi over 4, you have 4 pi over 4, which is the same thing as pi. Now we could make it more complicated. Suppose we want to go from 0 to pi over 6. Halfway is 1/2 of pi over 6. So that's pi over 12. And then if we want to find the quarter point, then we take half of the distance from 0 to pi over 12, which is pi over 24. So you see the distance that we're traveling from one quarter to the next is pi over 24. Let's use that to find the third quarter point. We're adding pi over 24, plus another pi over 24 is 2 pi over 24, which is the same thing as pi over 12. So 2 pi over 24 plus another pi over 24 is 3 pi over 24, and that reduces to pi over 8. But it was 3 pi over 24 plus another pi over 24 is 4 pi over 24. That reduces to pi over 6. You can do this for any interval when you're starting from 0. Now suppose that we're working with a phase shift, so a horizontal translation. If there is a phase shift, then we won't necessarily start at 0. And we'll be working with these and with the tangent graphs too. Let's try a few. Suppose that we are starting at pi over 4, and we are going to 5 pi over 4. Now you may be already able to tell what those midpoints are, but I'll just show you something that you can follow every time, even when the fractions are kind of messy. To find the midpoint, we are taking the average of those two numbers. To take the average, you're adding them up and dividing by 2. Or we can think of this as halfway between, and then just add those two endpoints together. We're just finding that midpoint between them. We add the fractions inside, and then we multiply. So this is 6 pi over 4, and we can reduce. 2 goes into 6 3 times. This is 3 pi over 4. So that's the midpoint. And again, if you already see what those other quarter points are, you can just fill them in. If you don't, we can follow the same pattern. If I want to find halfway between pi over 4 and 3 pi over 4, then we just add pi over 4 and 3 pi over 4, and then take half that. So that's half of, adding them together, we get 4 pi over 4, which is just pi. So this is pi over 2, since the 4's divide out. Now, if you see that you're just adding pi over 4 each time, you could figure out what this third quarter point is. If you don't see that, then we still follow the same pattern to get that third quarter point. We're finding the halfway point between 3 pi over 4 and 5 pi over 4. So adding those together, we have 8 pi over 4, which is 2 pi. So all of that will divide out and we're left with pi. That's the third quarter point. And you can see now the distance between each of these is pi over 4. So the distance between each of those intervals, they should always be the same. Let's try one that's a little messy. Working with negative numbers, it's the same idea. Suppose we're going from negative pi over 8 to 9 pi over 8. Following the same procedure, we want to find the halfway point. So we take half of negative pi over 8 plus 9 pi over 8. Adding those together, we have 1/2 times 8 pi over 8. 8's divide out, and this is pi over 2. Now this is where it could get a little messy because the denominators are not the same. If you want to keep them the same for a while as you're trying to divide them out and then simplify them later, you can do that. Let's find a quarter point. We take half of negative pi over 8 plus pi over 2. I'm going to leave a little space there. In order to add these fractions, I need to find the LCD, and the LCD is 8, so I'm going to have to multiply this pi over 2 by 4 over 4. And now we have 1/2 times negative pi over 8 plus 4 pi over 8 is 3 pi over 8, which gives us, 3 pi over 8, which gives us 3 pi over 16. If you want to find the distance between the points and then figure out the third part of the interval, that's fine. Or we can follow the same procedure, take 1/2 of pi over 2, leave a little bit of space there, plus 9 pi over 8. And to add these, I need to find the LCD, which is 8 also, so I'm going to multiply this by 4 over 4. And we have 1/2 times 9 pi over 8 plus 4 pi over 8 is 13 pi over 8. And that's 13 pi over 16 when we multiply those together. So I hope this helps with trying to divide the intervals into 4 equal parts.